The Cushite Afar people, Afar, Ophran, and Ephraimite, are the ancestors of all the Semites, Israelites, Arabs, Persians, and Turks. According to the scriptures, Joseph, the son of Jacob and Abraham's grandson, gave the right of primogeniture, the right of elderhood, to his younger son Ephraim over his eldest son Manasseh, Genesis 48. Joseph said he was an Ephraimite. David and Solomon, the last unified kings of Israel, also said they were Ephraimites, 1 Samuel 17-12, therefore a people of the creed Afar, Afra, Ophran. In his book Jewish Antiquity, the Antiquity Jewish Roman historian Flavius Josephus says that the Ophran Afar are the descendants of Abraham and Keturah. In Genesis 23, Ephron, the Canaanite contemporary of Abraham, sold him the cave of Machpelah, near Kiriath Arba, Hebron, for the burial of Sarah at her death to bury her. Ephron is another name, a sobriquet of the Afar creed, which transcends in time Abraham as the progenitor of the Afars, Ophran, Afar. This point is also supported by the DNA of the L3 Afar haplogroup, confirming it as the first Homo sapiens sapien to leave the Horn of Africa around 70,000 years ago, probably through the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb and the Red Sea towards Yemen. Flavius Josephus confirms this in his book Jewish Antiquity. Let us see what the Jewish Roman historian of antiquity, Flavius Josephus, of the 1st century of our era and contemporary of Jesus, says in his book Jewish Antiquity, in which he asserts that the Semites, Assyrians, Mesopotamians, Egyptians, Arabs are of the Ophran creed, Afar as Joseph said, Kings David and Solomon of the children of Israel. Jewish Antiquity by Flavius Josephus. Book 1. Containing the interval of 3,833 years. From the creation to the death of Isaac. Chapter 15. How the nation of the troglodytes derived from Abraham and Keturah. Abraham, after the death of Sarah, married Keturah, by whom were born to him 6 sons, men of courage and sagacity, Zambran, Jazar, Madon, Midian, Jozabak, and Sus. The sons of Sus were Sabathan and Dedan. Dedan's sons were Letusim, Assur, and Lom. The sons of Madio were Ephas, Ophran, Anak, Abidas, and Eldas. For all these sons and grandsons, Abraham arranged to establish them in colonies, and they captured Troglodytis and the land of Arabia the Happy, even to the Red Sea. He is related to Ophran, who waged war on Libya and took it, and his grandchildren called it Africa when they inhabited it by their name. Indeed, Alexander Polyhistor gives his attestation to what I am saying here thus: Cleodemus the prophet, who was also called Malchus, who wrote a history of the Jews, in agreement with the history of Moses, their legislator, reports that there were several sons born to Abraham by Keturah. He names 3 of them, Afar, and Surim, and Japhran. Those of Surim was the land of Assyria called, and that of the other 2, Afar and Japhran, the land of Africa, took its name because these men were helpers of Hercules when he fought against Libya and Antiochus, and that Hercules married the daughter of Afra, and of her begot a son, Diodorus, and that Saphan was his son, whence came this people barbarian or Berber called Sapphacians.